Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. For the first time in history, Bitcoin breaks 50,000 US dollars. If you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up. Also check out the Telegram channel, which you can find a link to in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So this is a major milestone for a number of reasons. First of all, it's 2.5 times our prior all-time high. Second of all, it's 50% of a six-figure Bitcoin. We've often said that a six-figure Bitcoin is likely on the cards for this market cycle, and now we are 50% of that target, okay? And that's not to say that we can't go above 100K, but that's just that six-figure milestone. We have made it halfway to that point. So it's a fairly significant milestone for the price of Bitcoin. Now, we were watching the price last night on a live stream, and we were watching it, and it went up to around $48,000 or $49,900 on a lot of exchanges. Many exchanges that hit $49,999, and then there were a few exchanges where it actually went above 50K over here. However, it would be nicer to see it happen on all exchanges, and that's exactly what we got. If you go look and draw a line, let's say we draw a line at around a $50,000 Bitcoin right here, you can see that the price of Bitcoin definitively broke through 50K, and on Coinbase anyways, it went up to 50,000, over $50,000. Or sorry, this is Bitstamp. So on Bitstamp it went to $50,602, and on say Coinbase it went to 50,645, and on Binance it went to 50,810 or so. So the exact top is going to be at least local, or this is the global top right now. I mean, doesn't mean we can't break it next week, of course, but the top right now is around 50.6 to 50.8K. Okay, plus or minus a few $100s, right? What's a few $100s among friends? So this is now the top for Bitcoin. And again, this is a major milestone because of what it represents. And the fact that a 2x from here would get us to that, you know, that $100,000 Bitcoin, the six-figure Bitcoin that we think is possible this market cycle. Now, a move from 50K to 100K might not be so smooth. However, if you look at what we've currently done over the last few months, this has been one hell of a move, to say the least. Right? I mean, if we just draw, I mean, obviously you normally draw lines at support and try to fit it like that. But if we just say draw a line through the middle of the data, more or less, we can see how quickly the price of Bitcoin has been moving up. You know, basically around the line, below the line, back above the line, back below it, back above it. This has been a run for the record books, to say the least. And momentum, I've often said that a lot of traditional TA I don't really think is that useful, because during a bear market or during a bull market, you can come up with all forms of TA, and as long as the final conclusion is, and then the price goes up, then people will keep believing that that form of short-term TA is just always going to be right, because the price keeps going up, which is the conclusion of the TA, and that's what people want to hear. In a bear market, a lot of that TA doesn't work out so well, okay? And that's why a lot of people will be discouraged by the TA that once seemed like it worked so well. But anyways, momentum is one thing that I think you can, that is useful. And that's to say, again, that assets that are moving up are more likely to continue moving up than assets that are not. So if you were to look at Bitcoin and say, okay, well, it's generally heading up, and you were to compare it to an asset that's maybe just kind of trending sideways, then we would say this asset, without knowing what it is more likely to go up than the asset that's not going up. And obviously that probably seems intuitive, but that is one that I think is a lot more useful than a lot of other assets. So far, the price continues to move up. If we continue moving up at this pace, which obviously we might not, if we just kind of draw a line through the middle of the data to try to get an idea of what are we sort of trending towards, this type of move, if we stay on it, it's not like it would take that long to get to a six-figure Bitcoin. Okay, just extending the line, you can see that by April, if this trend continues, we could be at a six-figure Bitcoin. Now, is it likely that it's going to get to a six-figure Bitcoin by then? I mean, I would probably say probably not, but Bitcoin has defied a lot of my expectations in the short term so far, so I wouldn't say that it's necessarily out of the question. But I would say let's take it one step at a time. And if you look at, say, the time to 2x, if we go, and let's try to work this out so it matches. The time to, say, go from 12.5, let's take a measured move here. So the time to go from, say, 12,500, which was here, to 25,000, which was right here, was around 66 days. And then the time to go from 25,000 to 50,000 was around 52 days. So this is the time to basically 2x, okay? So again, if we were able to see another 2x, and assuming this is going parabolic, and maybe even printed it in a shorter period of time, then you could see it. It's not necessarily off the table to see $100,000 Bitcoin. However, I would say let's be pragmatic about things. We could always enter into phases where the price trends back down for a while, and here we were lucky in the sense that it didn't break out of this coming back to the downside. Obviously, part of that could be because Tesla was pumping up $1.5 billion into Bitcoin. But if we get into phases like this again, it doesn't necessarily mean that the party's over. It could just mean that we're kicking the can down the road. So right now, we're still trending up, right? We're still trending up right now. And so 50,000, almost 51,000 is now depending on what exchange you're looking at, is now the global top for Bitcoin. And now that we've hit that major milestone of 50K, again, everyone's going to be now thinking of 100K. You could maybe talk about each 60K, 70K, or 75K, but 100K will be the next, in my opinion, the next major milestone. I am skeptical of it being able to hit it, in 2 months or something if this trend continues. But again, we'll see what the trend does over the next month or two and see if it is a continuation or if, in fact, we ultimately drop back down and consolidate for a while. If we say drop back down to a level and move sideways for a little bit and then continue on up, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that either. So we have to consider all the possibilities as we watch or as we navigate these very volatile markets. So with that said, if you guys like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll certainly want to follow the implications of a $50,000 Bitcoin on the rest of the cryptocurrency market. We'll be putting out other videos on that later today. But make sure you subscribe to the channel. Remember, there's a premium list. If you want access to the exclusive content, check that sale out. There's a sale in the description below. If you lock in the lower rate, you can keep it there as long as you do not cancel, and you get access to the TradingView indicators, the weekly reports, the weekly videos, the Telegram alerts channel, and the risk dashboard, and more. So make sure you guys subscribe, give the video a thumbs up. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Bye.